Hello everybody and good morning. Welcome to the MLM Lunchtime Leadership Show. So we are going over the last chapter of Talent is Never Enough by John Maxwell. So before we jump into that last chapter, we're going to go ahead and invite some people onto here. Happy Monday. All right. There we go. So today we're on chapter 13, Teamwork Multiplies Your Talent. So there are things that you don't do well and that's okay, but what are the things, how do you handle your weaknesses? You handle your weaknesses by partnering with others who have strengths in those areas. So if you want to do something really big, then you have to be part of a team. So with teamwork, there are these truths. If you want to do anything of value, teamwork is required. So part of the truths of teamwork is, the first one, teamwork divides the effort and multiplies the effort. So why teamwork is superior to individual work? Teams involve more people, thus affording more resources, ideas, energy, and then individual processes. Teams maximize a leader's potential and minimize their weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses are more exposed if it's the individual. Teams provide multiple perspectives on how to meet a need or reach a goal, thus diversing several alternatives to each situation. Individual insights are seldom as broad and deep as a group when it comes to a problem. So there's more people to be able to resolve a problem and more ideas to go around. Teams share credit for victories and the blame for losses. And this fosters a genuine humility and authentic community. Individuals take credit and the blame, and this can foster pride and sometimes a sense of failure. So when it's a team, we all celebrate together, but we all fail together too, but it's not as big of a hit. But when it's all you're like, what did I do right? People tend to get more butthurt about it, and they get more down, and they're just like, what the heck am I doing? But when it's a team effort, even if you do fail at something, it doesn't hit you as hard. Teams keep leaders accountable for the goal. Individuals connected to no one can change the goal without accountability. And teams can simply do more than the individual. There's more that you can get done with a group than you can by yourself. So creating a team can be difficult in the beginning, but the team requires leadership and cooperation. While it may be more work in the front end, it pays off tremendously in the back end. So a lot of people get very discouraged when it comes to building a team in the beginning, but you have to remember it takes a lot of work in the beginning up until it gets to a point where you find the right people who you can pass the torch to and be like, okay, here's your responsibilities too. And as you find more and more people that are going to also take upon themselves that leadership role, then you can pass the torch on to somebody else. Number 2, talent wins games, but teamwork wins the championship. So there's only going to be so far you're going to be able to go on your own. You have to build a team. Otherwise, you're going to get worn out. And we see this all the time in network marketing where they're not training. They have a bunch of followers, but they're not training any new leaders, which is why you see a lot of people after 15 years, they start to become exhausted because they've never trained or found the other people that will become the leaders, and they're not actually teaching people how to do things themselves. And then you're not replacing yourself either. Number 3, teamwork is not about you, which is true to a certain point, but when you start out in the beginning, it actually is all about you. Because when you first start out, everybody's watching all of your actions, and you actually have to go out and produce the work first before anybody else follows. Because in network marketing, everything's based on production, and your team's only going to do half of what you're doing. And if you're not doing enough, your team's not going to do enough. So that's true to an extent until you have a team established, but you still have to lead and show people and lead by example of what needs to be done. Because if you're just saying you have to do this and you need to produce, but you're not producing, people are going to look at what you're actually doing and they're going to be like, well, how does that work? You're not even doing it. And people don't listen. So you have to do the work. Number 4, great teams create community. So all effective teams create an environment where relationships grow and the teammates become connected to one another. That environment of community is based on trust, and little can be accomplished without that. So developing a sense of community in a team doesn't mean there isn't conflict either. So all teams experience some types of disagreement, but without that sense of community, if there is a conflict, you want that sense of community, because then if we do have a conflict, team members can resolve that conflict without dissolving the relationship, because it happens. Number 5, adding value to others adds value to you. So ask not what the team can do for you, ask what you can do for the team. You're not going to make it in this business if it's constantly about you and what other people can do for you. If you go in with that mindset, you're not going to make it very far. So all talented people have a choice to make. Do their own thing and get the credit, or do the team thing. Do the team thing and share it. So not only do talented people accomplish more when working with others, but they are also more fulfilled than those who are going alone. Because we can build a team, or we can build with our company that we have, and I know this is a generic show, with our company, we can completely branch off and do all the work ourselves and still make really good money. And we don't have to build a team, but we know that we can do the work, but it's a lot more fun and more fulfilling when we see other people promoting on the team. We've got a few people that are only a few points away from promoting, and it's exciting when other people are growing and accomplishing stuff. And honestly, that's more exciting to us than when we promote. And a lot of times, you guys have seen me do this, I forget to post when we've promoted, and everyone's like, didn't you guys just promote? And I'm like, we did. They're like, okay, well, why isn't it on the team page? And I'm like, because I forgot. I wasn't focused on that. And I'll forget, because that's not where we're at, and I forget to promote a show that we've promoted a couple of times. But it's more exciting when other people are achieving with you than it is when you're just achieving, because then it also shows that our process is working and it's really helping people, and we like to see that. So if this is something you desire, you want to do the following, which number 1 is buy into the law of significance. 1 is too small of a number to achieve greatness. Number 2, include a team in your dreams. So teamwork gives you the best opportunity to turn your vision into reality. So events, trainings are where we usually would project this vision for the team and what it means for them and how exactly they're connected to the dream and the vision of where exactly we're going to go. Number 3, develop your team. So the process continues with you doing whatever you can to help and grow and reach their potential. So you must do your best to see other people's abilities and then help them recognize them and then develop those abilities. Because a lot of people who we end up working with are brand new to MLM, or they've been in the industry for years, but they've been taught the wrong way. So sometimes and people do have their strengths. It's just you as the leader got to be able to identify them and help them grow. And then number 4, give credit for success to your team. What are you guys doing for awards for your team? I know companies do different bonuses and different recognitions, but we've actually talked about doing something very team specific with our team of just special things that we can do as a group to award people, because we have different awards in our company. We talked about doing trophies, like really nice trophies, and I was actually talking with somebody in our upline last night about doing some really cool glasses. Like we thought about whiskey glasses for the guys with a matching set with the decals, and like really cool perfume bottles for the ladies. Now that was something that we thought would be something a lot more personable and special. It's something really neat, like something that they would feel, because most people do not get awards a lot of times. But by presenting an award to somebody, that's something that they can put on their shelf and show off to friends and family, like, I won this. This is something that I achieved. And, you know, the company does do certain stuff. Like a couple of times I've gotten some mugs and I've got like a pin or something, but I was like, a mug and a pin is okay, but what's something like really cool that we could give to people where like when you see it, it's like, oh man, that's so neat. So putting stuff together like that, and then recognizing your people who are producing on your team in front of a room. Right now that's hard to do because we can't go anywhere, but recognizing the people when they do achieve something. So with that is basically what we have for this chapter and for this book.
Yeah.
Do you have any comments or anything you would like to add?
Not on this one. The next book we're going over is Leading at a Higher Level by Ken Blanchard. It's going to be a really, really good book. It's kind of a deep book. He's very detailed, and it's a book I haven't read in quite some time, probably 10 years, but it's a book I've gone over before. So that will be the next one. And then we have to come up with another list, because this was supposed to be our last book for the year. But it's going to be done almost by the beginning of November. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to pull out probably 3 or 4 more for the end of the year. So appreciate everybody for being with us, and we got to go get to work.
Yep.